Andrew Burnap, great dude. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. It's Hollywood, baby. It's Hollywood, baby.
I gotta say, for someone in their first big leading role, Zegler's sure acting like she's Hollywood royalty already. And it's not just fans who are noticing. Word is, some industry big shots are starting to question if casting her was a mistake in the first place. Word from the set is that director Mark Webb has been having a real tough time with her. We're talking full-on Hollywood nightmare here. But the real juicy stuff, that's the beef between Zegler and Gal. These two are supposed to be the stars of the show, but instead they're acting like they're in a real-life fairy tale feud. Zegler actually accused Gal of getting more screen time because of favoritism from the director, which is ironic because she was the one who threw her co-star under the bus claiming he could be cut. She said something along the lines of, "Andrew Burnap, all of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby." You're right, Zegler, it's Hollywood, baby. Now, Gal not taking this lying down, she's been distancing herself from Zegler. She's refused to do joint interviews, joint performances, you name it. It's gotten so bad that Disney execs had to step in and tell them to at least pretend to get along in public. Can you imagine? It got even wilder when Zegler decided to take this drama to social media. She made this Instagram post with the caption, "The fairest, by the way," clearly taking a shot at Gal. But it backfired big time. The comment section turned into a Gal appreciation fest. Bro, look at these comments. Rachel Zegler, the flop princess. And then there's Twitter. Oh boy. Right after posting about the Snow White trailer, Zegler tweeted, "Free Palestine." Now, whatever your thoughts on that situation, we can all agree that using a Disney princess movie promo to make political statements is a bold move, to say the least, which is why some people believe it's taking a shot at Gal, who just so happens to advocate for Israel over the past years. This whole mess is making Disney panic. They're shifting focus to Gal in their marketing, even giving her a solo singing performance at the world premiere. That's a pretty clear sign they're losing faith in their supposed star. I mean, guys, this is next level drama. We're not just talking about a difficult actress anymore. This is full-on PR nightmare territory. And for what? A Snow White remake that nobody asked for in the first place? Like, bro, enough with the shitty remakes anyways. We need something that's original, that's not garbage, that doesn't promote DUI. It's like Disney can't keep their thumb out their bum. Alright, let's dive into the dumpster fire that is this Snow White remake. It's not just the drama with Zegler, the movie itself is shaping up to be a disaster of epic proportions. First off, let's talk about these so-called changes to the original story. Disney's trying to sell us on this new empowered Snow White who doesn't need a prince and wants to be a leader. Look, I'm all for strong female characters, but this isn't Snow White anymore. It's like they took the name, slapped it on some generic girl power story and called it a day. They've stripped away everything that made Snow White, well, Snow White. And we haven't even gotten into the test screenings yet. Guys, it's bad. Like, historically bad. We're talking about 5 failed test screenings. 5! That's not just a flop, that's a belly flop from the high dive into an empty pool. Disney's throwing money at reshoots, trying to salvage this train wreck, but at this point, it's like putting a band-aid on a sinking ship. And don't even get me started on the trailer. The backlash has been insane. We're seeing dislike ratios that are off the charts. People are roasting this thing harder than the witch's apple. There are parody videos out there that are getting more love than the actual trailer. Remember when Disney remakes were at least visually impressive? Well, not this time. The CGI for the dwarves looks like something out of a bad video game cutscene. It's 2024 for crying out loud. How does a multi-billion-dollar company put out something that looks this cheap? Financial analysts who were predicting this movie would make $1 billion are now saying it'll lose Disney hundreds of millions. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion, except the car is made of money and the driver is Mickey Mouse. The worst part? Disney doesn't seem to get it. They're still pushing ahead, thinking they can fix this mess with more reshoots and PR spin. But let's be real, you can't polish a turd even if it's covered in Disney magic. I think the only good thing Disney has done in this case is fire Rachel Zegler. Disney's not just sidelining Zegler for Snow White, they're full-on canceling her future projects. We're talking a multi-million-dollar deal gone. Zegler was lined up for a role in a new Pirates of the Caribbean film, an animated movie to compete with Shrek 5, and even a direct Snow White sequel. All of that cancelled in an instant. Disney's cutting their losses and running for the hills. When Disney dropped the hammer and cancelled all her future projects, it hit her hard. Reports say she was left in tears, and honestly, can you blame her? We're talking about a multi-million-dollar deal gone in a flash. I start crying when just looking at the gas prices in my area. Losing out on millions is crazy, and your whole career that most people would dream to have is just insane. But at the end of the day, it's well-deserved, and it's her fault with all her antics. Besides, it's Hollywood, baby. Ziegler's not taking this. She's reportedly gearing up for a legal battle, claiming her contract was final when Disney says it wasn't. She's even playing the race card, which is a whole other can of worms. Ziegler's also been vocal on social media, getting defensive with fans and critics alike. It's like watching a real-time meltdown, and it's not pretty. For someone who was on the verge of becoming Disney's next big star, this has got to be a brutal wake-up call. Maybe this will actually make Disney get a brain and start hiring people for their talent and for who they actually are instead of DUI nonsense. Disney seems more focused on ticking diversity boxes than on making good movies or hiring the right people. Don't get me wrong, representation is important, but not at the expense of talent and teamwork. They're so busy trying to look progressive that they've forgotten to check if their hires can actually, act or play nice with others. Take Zegler, they hired her for Snow White without considering if she'd respect the source material or work well with the team. It's the same pattern we saw with some Star Wars projects and now in the Marvel universe. Disney's strategy seems to be throw a diverse cast at the wall and hope something sticks. But here's the thing, audiences aren't stupid. They can smell inauthenticity a mile away. People want good stories and characters they can root for, not just a checklist of diversity hires. And let's not forget these live-action remakes, they're starting to feel like beating a dead horse. How many times can you rehash the same stories before people get bored? Disney needs to wake up and realize that true diversity comes from original stories and characters, not just recasting old ones. And maybe, just maybe, they should start prioritizing talent, teamwork, and respect for their own legacy over trying to score woke points.